When I go, I drop. When I trip, I pop. When I go, I drop, pop. When I go, I drop.
Hello and welcome to the Recap Show. This is a special edition for many different reasons. As you can see, we've got all three co-hosts at the table.
In
What?
the same space.
In the
Crazy.
same space? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. First time.
Yes.
But not last.
Yes.
Well, wait, is this going to be the first time because the other show's going to come up first?
No, this is going to... Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fine. We recorded this one before the Recap Show, episode 8, but...
I just show up
Technology.
and look cute, girl.
Yeah.
Is
So-
that what you do?
Okay, I can see we're not going to get through this episode. But anyway, the other reason why it's so special is because today, or I should say yesterday or Saturday on September 13th, we had the extreme pleasure of going to the Marcus Meets Malcolm fashion show in Harlem. And we were able to actually meet someone that you've seen on this channel, Mr. JosephMcRae.
Yeah.
And we saw the motherfucking JosephMcRae show.
We
Yes.
did. It was
Yes.
the Joseph McCrae experience.
Yes.
It was everything.
It was.
Everything that I expected and more.
It was his portion of the show was amazing.
Here we go.
He himself was amazing.
Mhm.
We can get to him later, but I would love to discuss
Oh, shit.
the experience of the show itself.
Okay,
We're just diving right in.
We're going to dive right in.
We've been hearing about this experience.
Let's be democratic.
We are
Let's-
going to be very democratic, but we're
Yeah.
also going to be very honest. Everything that is about to be said at this table is not necessarily opinion, but fact of what we experienced for this show. So, should I just keep going?
You started, so you
Just dive right in. Just dive right in.
Okay, so here's the tea. We purchased tickets. We purchased VIP tickets, which we were supposed to have premium seats. Off rip, we were supposed to have premium seats, and we were also supposed to get a swag bag. Right? Notice I said supposed. So we get to New York based on the address that is provided on the event ticket.
Wait, so who was the ticket and the service provided through?
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.
Yes. So Eventbrite gave us an address. Even in the description of the event, there is a very specific address. So we park in one location based off of the address. It's not there. So we dive a little deeper into the information to see where the details are. So we walk to the address that's in the ticket, right?
Mhm.
It's someone's house. It's someone's brownstone. So that was not the location. Thankfully, we ran into a nice woman named Karen.
Shout out to Karen.
Shout out to Karen. And hopefully you will see this, Karen.
Yes, she was also looking for the space. I say thankfully because that just means we weren't the only ones who were confused.
Mhm.
Not only was Karen confused, there was also a gentleman walking around also trying to find the event
Yeah.
because he too was in the same space we were based off of the information provided on the ticket. So that was strike number one. Strike number two is we walk a little further. It's about 5-6 blocks, so it's not bad. So we walk a little further, get to the stand. We get our wristbands for our VIP tickets. Strike number two would be the fact that there was no place to use the bathroom. You would think with an event that is outdoors, they would at least have porta potties for their patrons to use.
And it was like an hour and a half event.
Yeah. That was not provided. Thankfully, the nice gentleman at the bar and the restaurant that was not too far from the event on the corner allowed us to use the bathroom. Generally, you can't go into an establishment and use a restroom unless you're patronizing that establishment.
I did have to put on the charm a little bit.
He did. So thank you,
for the young
TJ,
man,
for
yes.
putting on the charm and getting the young man to allow us to use the bathroom. So we finally get to where we're supposed to be seated around 7:40-ish, right? Mm-hmm. The event was supposed to start at 7:30, but I wasn't expecting. I don't think anybody expects those type of events to start on time, so that's not.
It did start late.
It did start late. However, we get there, and there's nowhere for us to sit. We paid VIP tickets to have premium seats, and there is nowhere for us to sit. That is strike number 3. It was clear. I understand this is their third year doing it, and this may have been their biggest year doing it because of the names that they had on the show. That it was not well organized. The gentleman guarding the gate, he verbatim said, "Oh, you want a seat? Go sit up on the steps on the brownstone." And I kindly told him I did not pay for that.
Yeah.
I paid for a premium seat. I paid for a swag bag. The swag bag never showed up. There was no mention of a swag bag. Granted, I'm sure it was probably trinkets and stuff, whatever may have been in these so-called swag bags. It's the principle of the fact that we paid extra for a premium seat and a swag bag. Not only that, we drove 2.5 hours to get to this event, and we would have not only been on time, but we would have been early if the address was properly given in the ticket information.
Yeah.
So not to down these people, because they're doing a great job for the community. You can tell there were a lot of community designers, and they gave them a platform, which is great. What they're doing is great. However, going forward, it needs to be better organized, especially for people who are coming. TJ comes from Nashville. We come from Delaware, and again, it's a 2.5-hour drive there and back. So we spent 5 hours on the road for us to get to a function that is not well organized.
All right. Now, with that being said, though, they said, well, you guys can stand over in the area next to the VIPs, and we did just to appease everybody. But then there were some other people that were behind us that they couldn't see because, one, I'm a very tall guy, so they couldn't see. And you know what? I totally understood that, and I got that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if we can just fix this. I walked back over, and there was a young lady that was there, and I said, listen, we paid really good money for this VIP experience. We drove 2.5 hours to get here, and we were here early enough that we would have been really early, and now we got here on time, even though the show started late. I said, you need to rectify this. And she was like, all right, hold on, let me see what I can do. And she came back maybe about 2 minutes later, and she said, I got you a spot. I probably got you the best spot in the house. And to be fair, she did.
Shout out to that young lady.
Yes, we were at the front, in the front,
the very front.
Yeah. So when they came out onto the stage, from the footage you'll see from us in this, we were right there, and I was able to record and do video. So basically, what she did was she got 3 empty seats and she put them over there and put us there. Yeah. Now, mind you, we're not the only people that this happened to. There were quite a few other people that had to do the same thing too. Yeah. I'm glad they made the accommodations. So thank you to that young lady who rectified the situation, and we had an amazing experience. And because of that, because of the persistence of us to say, hey, look, we paid for this experience, we want to have it. And because of the fact that we were forced to move closer to the front, we were literally the front. As you'll see in the videos that are, the B-roll in this, Joseph actually saw us as he was getting ready to send out his model and came over and acknowledged that we were there. And we just had such an amazing experience. Yeah. You'll see in the photos, and you've probably seen already in some of the social media posts that we put out there. So, despite the small hiccup, we had an amazing experience, and it was so well worth the trip. It was so well worth all the time and effort that all the organizers put into it, the effort that we put in, and I hope that you guys see that in the video clips that we present here today.
TJ, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yes, I guess just like my spin or take on it is, so I had taken an edible. I had very smartly taken an edible while we were en route, because I wanted to really be like in the moment and enjoy and be elevated to my highest.
He was nice and calm.
I was very nice and calm. So Ronald was kind of very annoyed, but rightfully so. But I was very much in my Zen spiritual place, and I was just like, everything is happening for a reason. Everything is perfectly fine. And so when I think back on it, and that's why I say, especially like shout out to Karen, because I don't think we would have found the location if we had not run into Karen
And that other guy,
yeah, because Karen, she pulled up so the story with Karen is, so we get to the address that's listed on the invite, right? And Karen is at that address, and we're passing by, and she said something to us.
She asked us where it was. She asked. Hey,
she asked us where is like Marcus. She asked us where the actual location. She was like, "Where's Marcus?" and whatever. And we were like, "Oh, we're not sure. We're not from here." And she was like, "Oh, are y'all going to the fashion show?" And we was like, "Yes." "Oh, you're going too." So then she joins our troop. And then eventually, like, she pulls up a video because we were thinking it was indoors. But she pulls up the video and she's like, "No, it's outside." And she shows a video of Joseph McRae on somebody else's Instagram page where they literally are like outside, like getting things set up. And so we're like, "Oh, it is outside." And so between her and this other guy that came walking by, we've determined, oh, it's actually outside and it's probably further down.
So we were on the right block. We were just like blocks away from it.
Yes. So we end up walking towards the event. Hopefully, we really don't know exactly if we're going the right direction.
We hear the music.
We started hearing the music, so we're walking towards the event, and then
we heard the music of the block party that we walked through.
Oh, that's right. There was a block party.
Right.
That's what we was hearing. Yeah. But then we run into a city worker, and we asked him, "Hey, where is wherever the cross streets were?"
It was a postman. Thank you, Mr. Postman.
"Thank you, sir." And he was like, "Yes, continue to go in this way." So we get there finally. We all gotta pee. So we get there and we're like, okay, we get checked in, and then we ask the person that checked in, like, are there bathrooms? They're like, no, but there are two like restaurants on either side, so you can maybe go and check. So we go into the restaurant. I also found $1 on the street.
He was actually finding money the whole time.
I find money everywhere I go. I found a penny when we went to Wawa.
Again.
I'm pumping gas. I found a penny. So we go into the bathroom. We all use the bathroom. We come out and we notice, okay, the show is about to start because they're starting to make announcements or whatever. So Ronald and I, we go to the we end up like getting to the front because we're like, okay, it's about to start. We're standing there at the front trying to get our seat for too long, frankly. And then they're like, well, if you guys want to just stand here, like in the VIP section or whatever, you can do that. And at this point, I'm like, let's just do that because the show had started. Like the first model or two had started walking the runway. So I was like, we can either stand here and pray that they're going to find a seat, or we can just go ahead and get in and like just stand. So we went in and we stood. The ladies behind us, rightfully so, were annoyed because we were standing in front of them.
We were blocking them.
But I turned around and I was like, listen, unfortunately, we bought seats. There are no seats. Regardless of where we stand, we're going to be in front of someone. So I'm sorry, y'all are just the ones that we're going to have to be in front of.
Yeah.
But eventually, like Ronald said, like they did find, or Ron Ingris, like they did find a seat for us right at the front. And once again, I'm in my Zen space and I'm like, this is the universe saying this is exactly how it's supposed to be. Because had we got there on time or early, there's no way we would have been put in those particular seats.
Yeah.
We were literally at the front. We could see the models before they even hit the runway.
Yeah, we can see,
so
we
see them lining up, so we know who's about to come.
Yeah.
We're like right there at the front. So it, in my opinion, it worked out. In my humble opinion, it worked out exactly how it was supposed to work out. And because of our location, Joseph McRae was able to see us where we were. He was able to come over and like give us a little bit of love before like his model start. So I think it worked out perfectly. Now, do we want our swag bags? Absolutely. But I'm also manifesting that those will be coming with even more than what was in the original swag bag. So stay tuned for that because I know it's coming.
Yeah, I want to get back to the Joseph McRae of it all, but I also want to talk about the show first.
Mm-hmm.
Once all of the rigmarole was done, it was actually a really decent show. There were some standouts. I wish I remembered the name of everybody.
Yeah.
There was an artist there. His name is J Swiss, all caps, no spaces. He's a hip hop artist. I think he's from Harlem. He was amazing.
Really
think about like he reminded me of like De La Soul or like the Roots or
Yes.
like just that old school like real hip hop, and I loved it. I loved his sound. There was a tap dancer there. I couldn't see him because of where
Yeah.
we were sitting. The runway was extremely long.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like
Um,
almost like half a city block.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I can say was missing. They should have had a monitor, so that people who could not see the middle of the runway where the performers were,
Yeah.
could see what was happening. Um,
It would have been
and
nice.
again, I do want to preface everything that I've said before, and that I may say again. I appreciate what this company does. This Marcus Meets Malcolm, this organization does. I fully appreciate it. I think they're doing great work. They just have some kinks to work out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we were victims of the kinks. I mean,
I don't mind being a victim of a kink.
I mean,
Listen.
but you know what I'm saying.
That's for another episode.
I don't want, if they happen to see this, I don't want them to think I'm dogging them out. I'm just basically speaking on our true experience.
Yeah. As patrons. Because
And maybe next year we can even broadcast from there, our show.
Maybe. Who knows?
That would be lovely.
Reach out.
Yeah.
But there were some standout artists, designers.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one that really caught my eye first. Harlem. What were they?
Harlem American.
Harlem American.
Really
they were really good.
Yeah.
They actually reminded me kind of Ralph Lauren's line.
It's very collegiate, very
yes.
kind of preppy.
Yes.
They had some varsity jackets that I really liked.
That I really loved. Yes.
Yeah.
There was this one guy,
Stitch Addiction.
When I tell you the grand
Couture.
It was
yeah,
amazing. There was this African designer. She was really good.
Yeah.
So there were some really good standouts.
Local artisans and designers that were very talented.
Yes, God.
Yes. So I appreciated the work that we were able to see. Did anybody say enough for you guys?
The people you said.
Yeah.
The other I guess African designer, or I guess African like inspired looks. It's Bahal or but I can't remember the name of the designer, but it was every single look. It was so beautiful, but it was you could tell it was very kind of African inspired. It was just so pretty. They were really good. Stitch Addiction was one of my favorites.
I think that was my favorite. And then I think that was one of the more, the better known brands. The people in the community knew it. And then you could tell that everyone kind of knew who they were. And then also on top of it, I think it was the artistry and just the drama of it all. Yeah. A lot of black, a lot of gold, a lot of over the top, like big poofy shoulders.
Yeah,
there was one where they had a lot of them had like hands that were coming out of the garments. I remember one guy, he came out, he had this really unpronounced shoulder, but then in the middle of his chest, he had a hand, and the hand was holding a golden heart, which is basically his heart being ripped out and being worn outside of his body. I mean, it was just dramatic. The drama of it all was just amazing. And he actually went on second to last. So, of course, the highlights and the featured designer for the show was Mr. JosephMcRae, and he shut it down. How they started the show for him, his section was they played the clip from Project Runway when they voted him off, and then he basically told them that you haven't seen the last of me. I'm motherfucking JosephMcRae, and then it says to be continued, and then it starts with his music. And let me tell you something: all the other designers and their models, when they came out, they would come out, they would stop, look, and then walk. JosephMcRae's model came right around that corner and just like zoomed right past you. Like, and you could see the fierceness in the models, in the male and the female models, and non-binary or however else. We don't want to misgender anyone. But they came out there with force and passion, and like they wore those clothes. Those clothes did not wear them. Like they were selling them, and like some of them like, okay, I could see maybe me wearing that, or I'd love to. Like, that's a good look.
So many good looks.
So many good looks. And then, to be honest with you, he even had the most models out of anybody. Like, they just kept coming, and they weren't going back and changing that.
It was
they just kept coming and coming.
Full collection.
And they were going out so fast, but it's like, how are you going to sustain this? And they had several different songs, and it just kept going and going and going. And you'll see in the clips that we present, as you can probably see behind us now, it was just an onslaught
Yeah.
of fashion, of couture pieces, and it really just spoke to who he was as a designer.
Yes.
If you please go check out, if you have not, please go check out even our Instagram. And I believe I got every look in the reel that's posted.
Yeah.
It's a very short clips of the reels because there were just so many.
I think we counted them. It was like 25, 24, 25, something like that.
And credit to JosephMcRae because he does all of this stuff by himself. He is a one-man machine as far as creating, stitching, all of that stuff, his looks. So shout out to him.
Well, the one thing that I like to say, because we noticed that he's building his team, and it was really nice to see the people that he had around supporting him. From the makeup artist, the hairstylist, and then his personal assistant, and then he had someone helping him out with socials and stuff like that. And they were all making sure that he was being taken care of the night of the event, and it was just really good to see him from Project Runway to doing this. And I'm he's been out for a long time. This is 10th year doing it. But to really get the acknowledgement now and then the love, because let me tell you something, when he came out, everybody was on their feet and just showing him love and support. And then on top of that, he was showing everyone else love and support. There was the Karen that we met on the street, she met him the night before when they were at WPIX television studio in New York City. He was doing a piece for the local news, and they met there, never met before, and he allowed her to try on some of his pieces that he had that he was showing off.
Like he literally put her in the pieces. Like just made it such an experience for her that was unforgettable for her, which is why she was even coming to the show.
And he said, "Come to the show tomorrow." And she showed up. And then when we went backstage, and she came with us, and he saw us, he was just like, "Don't." He was like, "You guys are not leaving, right?" He said, "Just stay there." He said, "Stay there."
So can we? Sorry,
no,
not to cut you off, but since we're here, I really just want to give gratitude to JosephMcRae because it is one thing for him to agree. First of all, we didn't pay this man. We did not pay him to come on our show. So it's one thing for him to agree to do our show and be excited to do our show and still actually do our show. And then when we show up to his show, you can tell he was genuinely happy to see us. Because of where we were sitting, like Chris said earlier, he saw us. And he came over and he was like, "You three." And he gave us the greatest embrace. And then even after the show, so we went backstage. I was like, "Hey, can I just grab you really quick?" Because he was taking a ton of pictures with his staff and the
models
out with the show. So I just like, "Can I grab you really quick?" Because I just wanted to get a quick picture. But he stopped me. He said, "You guys aren't leaving right now, right?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Okay, well, wait."
Just wait.
We waited. And then so he was still doing his thing with the makeup assistants and all of that. And he was like, "Okay, let's wrap this up because I have to get over there." Like he said that verbatim. And like just him coming over to us and the embrace that he gave us and just the love, the genuine love. He is when someone gets on TV, sometimes it can create an air about them. It's like, "Oh, I'm better than this and I don't have to be just a genuinely good person." You can tell he is just a genuinely good person. And he made the night out of all of the hiccups. He didn't even know. He has no idea what happened to us prior. But he made all of that for the most part, because I still complained. He made all of that
the whole way back
for the most part disappear, especially in the moment. He is amazing. And shout out to even Tabari, his social media manager that's now, like, I gave him my phone. He was snapping the pictures of us. And it was just Joseph.
It was a moment. It was such a moment. Let's I want to go back to how we even got here, right? So 3 weeks ago,
about 3 weeks ago,
we had an episode. It was specifically the episode where JosephMcRae got voted off of Project Runway, right? And so we were posting like the reels and stuff from that particular episode. Justice for JosephMcRae.
Are we gonna protest in the streets?
I shall.
No, it's not that serious.
Okay.
I do want to buy one of his beanies though, I think.
I want several of his looks. I
ended up following him on the Instagram.
I did too.
I mean, I did as well.
Are you sliding into his DMs?
Now I might be doing that. He is
Oh,
quite
okay.
cute. He is very
Okay.
attractive. But
Hold on, before I forget.
also a very talented designer, yes.
Yeah.
We posted that reel, and it was like the reel of us talking about the travesty of him being voted off and me saying like justice for Joseph McRae. So we posted that reel on Monday morning when our episode was going to come out. And so I woke up and I saw that we had like posted that reel or whatever. And I also saw that Joseph McRae had posted like about his exit off of Project Runway as well, either right before or right after we had posted ours. And I was like, oh shit, Chris, he's online, he's posting right now about the same thing. We're talking about the same thing. Like, tag him in it. Ronald ended up like, I think, tagging him in a comment. Mm-hmm. I went on the post that he made and made a comment. And like at that point, we're in a group chat and I'm texting him like, I think I might just DM him. Ron is like, do it.
Yeah, like why not?
Ron is like, do it. I was like, I can't think I'm gonna do it. So I DM him with zero expectation of this man responding, right? Because I'm like, he's a fashion designer, he's busy, he's got shit to do. He also does not know me, he also does not follow me. So it very well could go into no man's land where, you know, when you don't follow people, it doesn't go to your regular inbox, it goes to like a request. So I'm like, I just sent the message. I was like, all right, whatever. It's going to be what it's going to be. Shortly after that, he starts responding to the post. He responded to my DMs.
I think he actually reposted the post.
He did. He reposted it. He started responding. And then we started conversing back and forth. And I was like, listen, we would love to have you on our show. We do a conference call. I sent him the page and everything. And he was like, I would love to do it. And I told him the dates that we could. And he was like, oh, I can do it this Sunday.
Yeah, so this was Monday when all this went down, when the show went live.
Yeah.
And then he literally said, I'll do it Sunday.
Yes. Like that following Sunday.
And we said we were going to just keep it between ourselves. Don't say nothing to no one. Because here's the thing. He can say, all right, I'm going to do this, and then just not show up.
Yeah. Or scheduling conflicts or, you know, whatever. Things happen.
Right.
But it actually did happen. And so from that concept of even posting to thinking to here we are now, have gone to his show per his invite. He was like, you guys should come to the show. We were like, you know what? I think we should. So we like literally go there, do this just from that. And I'm just like, what a beautiful memory that this is, especially for me, child. Yeah. So this was my first time going to New York. This is my first time being in Delaware. This is my first time being in Philadelphia. This whole thing for
being
me.
in Jersey. We drove through Jersey.
He had a lot of fun.
I've been on tour.
Yeah.
So.
In 3 days.
Yeah. It has been incredible.
Really.
That I think just goes to, again, like his.
There are good people still in the world.
He's a sweetie. And while like we had no expectation of him even like seeing us or, you know, possibly even like acknowledging us, but I had hopes. I was like, I would love to just have like a moment with him just because like this would be full circle and really beautiful. And it exceeded my expectations. Like Chris said, like he saw us before his show even started. He came over and hugged us. Even after he did not owe us any of that. Even after the show, he could have been like, I'm busy, I don't have time. He didn't owe us any of that. But he was there for, again, his staff and wanted to get pictures. And even like other people, like there were other like fans of his that were also there. Yeah. He made time for everyone. And I just think that's really commendable. And I love that.
One other thing to add on to that, it's not so much that, you know, he made the time for everybody. Let me tell you something. If you've seen Project Runway and you've seen Joseph McRae and you've been on his Instagram or his YouTube, you know that he has high energy. Yeah. Let me tell you something. That was a long day, and I'm sure that he was prepping hours before this thing. The event started at 7:30.
Yeah.
And then ran till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So by the time when we went backstage and we saw him and everything, it was easily like
it was probably almost 11.
Almost 11.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. This man's energy here.
Yes.
The entire time. There was no, all right, I need a quiet moment. There was none of that. Like his quiet moment was probably when he finally got home and was just able to sit by himself
and decompress.
Yeah. But it was an amazing experience. And I mean, it made the drive home even that much better because we literally didn't get back in the house until about 1:30-ish, I think. Well, like around that. because we drove back. It's a 2.5 hour drive,
Yeah.
but it was so well worth it. We talked the whole way back, and just reminisced on all the experiences, because like I said, none of this had to have happened. This was a fluke, but I truly believe that divine intervention, and then some things are just meant to be, and you don't know why things happen. That's why always believe in yourself. Always just go out and try to do your best. Be good to people, because when you're good to people, they will always be good to you. And then also, you never know what can happen when you just put yourself out there, because we never thought that we would do anything like this. We were just doing our little humble show where we do these recaps. And then, I had to say a special thank you to the viewers. These past several months, and especially this particular season, we've done exceptionally well. And that is all because of the people that watch this show. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you guys are watching, but you're not following. And I do appreciate that you watching and give us those numbers, but also it's really important for you to like this video and all the videos that you see, to subscribe to the page, because when you subscribe, it actually helps the algorithm to push these videos out even more. And I think that we have something really special. And this is not the end of our recap shows. When this ends, we'll be doing, a little more, and you'll see in the coming weeks and months ahead. So to continue to do that, and then also, it's really important to share this. You have to share this. If you're enjoying the content and enjoying, we were able to bring JosephMcRae on. Who's to say we won't reach out to bring someone else on in the future? You never know. So continue to do all those things.
Listen, I'm getting my stacked beanie together. Well, technically it's not mine, but yeah.
But no, just we appreciate you. We love that you guys are supporting us, and we just look forward to bringing you even more content in the future. But as you've seen in the background, as we've been talking, we've been playing a lot of these clips and photos, and I hope that you've enjoyed them. I hope that you continue to enjoy them. And then, like I said, if you like this content, do all the things, but then also go and follow us over on Instagram. We've been posting a lot more content over there. We have a manager who is managing the page now.
Yes, Lord.
And doing all the things.
Hallelujah.
Adding content, adding more personal stuff, things from the show, behind the scenes.
To get to know us more outside of sitting at the desk.
Yeah. And like I said, this is not the last time you're going to see this scenario where we're all at the desk doing this together. So stay tuned for some other things. We got some things planned in the pipeline. So definitely subscribe,
notification
and
bell.
Hit the notification button so you can get notified every time we drop new videos.
And comment, join the conversation, engage with us. We want to hear from you.
Yeah. And then also, because this is a special edition, this is not going to drop on a Monday. This will probably come out on a Wednesday. So we will have a regular, well, you will already have seen Monday's episode, which is season 21, episode 8.
Yeah.
Episode 8, yes. So you'll have seen that already. And then, of course, episode 9 will drop the following Monday at 8 a.m. on its regularly scheduled time. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up, guys?
Any final thoughts? I think I've said it, but I'll say it again. Thank you, Mr. JosephMcRae, for an amazing night.
Yeah.
A night to remember. Thank you guys for being on this journey.
Of course. And I think this is just the beginning, to be honest.
It is.
This was fun. It was really it was an experience.
It was so much fun.
Friday night, picking him up at the airport at 11:30 at night. Driving back to Delaware, which is about a half an hour drive. Getting up, just kind of chilling a little bit on Saturday, and then driving up Saturday afternoon and stopping at a rest stop and having a little bite to eat and chilling out, and then driving up to Harlem, walking across town,
seeing the New York rats.
Yeah.
Being terrorized.
So I'm a New Yorker, so rats don't bother me. They saw the rats for the first time, and he's not good with.
I was fine.
Yeah. He's not good,
baby. Seeing one was okay. There's a rat. Seeing 3. He was all on the same trick.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
I do have one last thing to say.
Okay.
I do also want to say thank you to JosephMcRae, but I also want to say thank you for that hug.
Child, the man.
He's a hugger.
He is a hugger.
He gives some good hugs. Lord have mercy. It was nice and tight. I felt wrapped up.
I have the memory of my hug because
Yes,
somebody sent a
God.
picture of it.
And he is just as fine in person.
Okay. Well, he's still single, so
Yeah.
Yes,
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Another great episode. Another just special moment, and I'm glad that we were able to share that with you guys. And I hope that you were able to kind of get a sense of what it was to be there, to see the show, and just had that full experience. Like this was like really a full 360 moment for us, and it was just a moment that we never expected to have, but it was really, really nice, and it happened all so fast, all within 3 weeks.
Yes.
But this is not the end of it. So, but with that being said, thank you guys for joining us for another episode, and we can't wait to see you next week. Deuces.
Bye.
Bye.
When I go, I drop. When I trip, I pop.